Hi guys, we're going to learn writing and evaluating expressions using the exponents. So in this one, you have to know what is an exponent means and the vocabulary that we need to know: base, power, exponent. So what is the exponent form? So I'm going to just do a couple of questions so you get an idea on that. So if I have a 3 to the 4th exponent, which means 3 you multiply 4 times. So 3 to the 4th exponent means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So, and again, same thing, negative 2 to the 3rd exponent means negative 2, we're multiplying 3 times. So another example we can take in terms of the variables. Example. So if I write it a times b times b times a times b, so I'm going to look at it, how many a's are here. So I see one a and the another a, so I can write it a to the 2nd exponent. And then now I see the b's are 3 of them, so I can write it b to the 3rd exponent. So if you write this entire thing in exponent form, a to the 2nd exponent and b to the 3rd exponent. Now let's try some little bit challenging questions. Let's say evaluate negative 2 over 3 to the 4th exponent. So what I can write this one is negative 2 over 3. Since the exponent is 4, I need to repeatedly multiply 4 times over 3. Now, since we have this one, first we are going to multiply all the numerators and also multiply all the denominators. So if I do that one, so one more thing is that we can multiply the signs first. Negative times negative is positive, positive times negative is negative, negative times positive is negative times negative is a positive. So we're going to put it together, which is positive, and then I can multiply all the numerator values, which you can write it 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and the denominator 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Since the negative 4 negatives we have, it becomes a positive. So if I multiply all these, I can get a 16 over 81. So when I evaluate the question, this is my answer. So negative 2 over 3 to the 4th exponent, we can get 16 over 81. Now look at another example on these exponents. The deck of a skateboard has an area about 2 to the 5 times 7 square inches. What is the area of the skateboard deck? So the question is given 2 to the 5 times 7. So 2 to the 5 means, or the 2 to the 5th exponent means 2 you repeatedly multiply 5 times and then multiply by 7. So let's go ahead and then multiply all these numbers. So 2 times 2, it's 4. 4 times 2, that is 8. 8 times 2, that is 16. Times 2, that is 32. Times 7, we're going to end up to 24 square inches. Now let's look into another example. Evaluate the expression if a is 3 and b is 5, and then we have to evaluate a to the 2nd exponent plus b to the 4th exponent. So let's take that question. And also it says a is 3 and b is 5. So let's replace the letters with the letters given to you, the numbers given to you are the values. So a is 3, so I can write it 3 to the 2nd exponent plus b is given 5, so I'm going to write it b is 5 to the 4th exponent. And as we know, 3 to the 2nd exponent means 3 we're going to multiply 2 times plus 5 to the 4th exponent. That means 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. So the 4 will tell you how many times we need to repeatedly multiply. Now let's do the math. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. 125 times 5 is 625. So now let's add those two. 625 plus 9 gives you 634. So this is the answer for the evaluation portion. Let's try another similar question. Evaluate the expression if a is 3, a is given 3, and b is given 5. So we have to evaluate for the a minus b to the second exponent. So a is 3. I'm going to replace the a with the letter a with the 3, and then b with the 5. And I'm going to put the exponent 2. So when we have a parenthesis and exponent, we have to do the parentheses first. So 3 minus 5, that gives you negative 2 to the second exponent. So that means negative 2 times negative 2. So negative times negative is positive. 2 times 2, we get you the 4. So the answer, when you evaluate, a is 3 and b is 5, and we have to evaluate for the a minus b all square, is going to give you a 4. If you need help, please go back and review those questions again, and then we're going to do one more question before we end this video. Now this one is evaluate each expression if g is 2 and then h is negative 3. So go ahead and then replace g and h with the given values. So I'm going to write g is 2 and then h is negative 3 to the exponent 2 plus h is negative 3 to the exponent 2. And then I want to see carefully, and there is a double negative. When you have a double negative, it becomes positive to the second exponent plus negative 3 to the second exponent. So again, I'll repeat follow the formulas. When you have a 2 plus 3, just a parenthesis first, and we have to follow that order of operations. So if I do this one, 2 plus 3 is 5 to the second exponent, and then negative 3 to the second exponent. And now 5 to the second exponent means 5 times 5 plus negative 3 to the second exponent means negative 3 times negative 3. So let's do the math. 5 times 5 is 25 plus negative times negative becomes positive, and 3 times 3, it's 9. So let's add 25 plus 9, which gives you 34. So 34 is the answer when you have evaluate each expression for the given values.